So I'm making penna alla vodka. I'm trying to make it short and sweet. I'm going to do it in quick segments. Here it comes. First things, olive oil, pan. Cover it. Turn it up to about 4 on your dial. 3, something close to that. Right, so then I got my pan hot. I have about a cup of sweet Vidalia onion. Chopped kind of fine, not really. Garlic chopped fine, about 5 cloves. Doesn't really matter how fine you chop it. Doesn't need to be that fine because it's all going in the food processor later. Get in there. And then just, you're going to sweat this down. This is going to get sweat down for about, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. At a low heat. You're not trying to burn the garlic or the onion. You just want them to get nice and translucent. And we'll take it after that. So our onions and garlic are done sweating down now. It's been about 15 minutes or so. Now what I have is about a tablespoon of oregano, maybe a teaspoon and a half of red pepper flakes, about a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half a teaspoon of onion powder. The only reason I do that is just to accentuate the flavor slightly. You don't have to do that. I do. That's going in, and that's going to sit here and go with this for about maybe a minute. And that's just going to kind of bloom the flavor of the spices a little bit more. And then I'll show you what's next. So now that's gone about a minute. I've turned the heat up to about 5. It's just getting going again. Now we're going to add about a half a cup of whatever your preferred vodka is. This one just so happens to be Kettle 1. See? Now we're going to let this go until it's reduced by half. Once it's done that, I'll show you what's next. Okay, now that our vodka has reduced by half, I've got San Marzano tomatoes that have been drained. I'm going to take these little bad boys and we're going to crush them up into here. It can be a little bit messy, but it's fun. My hands are clean. Crush them up into your sauce, or at the beginning of your sauce, I guess. You can do it with a spoon. I just like to get my hands messy. Yeah. I'm going to stir this around, incorporate all this. We're going to let it go for about as long as it takes your oven to preheat to 375. And I'll show you what that's all about in a minute. So last step before it goes in the oven on 375 is a good fat pinch of salt and a nice pinch of black pepper. That's going to get stirred around. Incorporate all that. Over here, lid. Put it on top of this bad boy. We're going to slip her in the oven on 375 for about an hour and a half. Wait till you see what comes out of this. About 8 minutes away from our vodka sauce being done. So we're going to boil the pasta. Lots of water, big pot. Got enough salt to make it as salty as the ocean. That should do it. Give or take a little bit here and there. Really doesn't matter. Now before you start blending down your sauce here, we've got the boiling water rolling. And we have 1 lb of good penne pasta. So it is now 1.5 hours since our penna alla vodka sauce has been in the oven. She is now done. That's what we have. I'm going to mix this up just a tad. Now this is going to go into the food processor and we're going to blend this down to a very, very fine puree. And then the magic happens. So that puree goes back into a pan on about 1.5 or so, and then here comes the magic. About 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream to a cup, and about 1/4 cup of good chicken stock. And then she gets mixed round and round. Mix her up till she's incorporated. And then once you're done with that, take about a tablespoon of fresh oregano. Reserve just a little bit for garnish if you'd like. And about a tablespoon of chiffonaded basil. That about finishes your vodka sauce. Final stages. Pasta's been drained. She goes straight in. Take a nice handful of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Put it straight over the pasta. And you don't have to do this because it's just penna alla vodka, but if you want to, dump in a whole chicken breast. That's just been sauteed in a pan with salt and pepper, and that's it. We're going to mix all this together, and you'll see the finished product.